Every morning, at exactly 6:32 a.m., the sound of tiny gears clicking and metal softly ticking would escape from the open window of a small shop at the corner of Bellamy Street and Rose Lane. The shop had no name on its sign, only a painted clock, hands forever frozen at 12 minutes past 7. Inside, behind glass cases and velvet cloths, were clocks of every kind: cuckoo, carriage, pocket, wall, mantle, grandfather, grandmother, and even one that looked suspiciously like a teapot. The man who owned the shop was known only as Mr. Navin. He was neither young nor old, the kind of age where time itself seemed unsure of its pace. He wore suspenders without irony, glasses too big for his face, and a wristwatch that no longer worked. He never bothered to fix it. People brought him clocks, but not always because they wanted to know the time. Sometimes it was the only piece of someone's grandfather they had left. Sometimes it was a gift from a lover who no longer called. And sometimes it was just something that had stopped, and no one could bring themselves to throw it away. Mr. Navin never asked for names, only the story of the clock. He would cradle each one as if it were a living thing, then whisper, "Let's see what you're holding inside." Some clocks needed a new spring. Others just needed to be cleaned, rebalanced, or gently reminded how to breathe again. And sometimes he didn't fix the clock at all. One rainy afternoon, a boy of maybe 11 came in, soaked from head to sock. He carried a small, round alarm clock wrapped in a kitchen towel. "It's broken," he said. "My dad left it behind." Mr. Navin didn't ask questions, just unwrapped the clock and held it up to his ear. "It still ticks," he said softly, "but not for the same reasons." The boy frowned. "What does that mean?" "It means," said Mr. Navin, "that time isn't always measured in seconds. Sometimes it's in silence, or waiting, or what we don't say." The boy looked at the shelves, at the clocks that didn't tick the same, and whispered, "Can I leave it here for a while?" Mr. Navin nodded. "It'll be safe." And the boy left, lighter somehow. Over the years, the shop became something else. People didn't just bring clocks. They brought little things that didn't work anymore: music boxes, typewriters, radios with no sound. Each object came with a story, and Mr. Navin listened like a priest hearing confessions made of brass and wood. A woman brought a stopwatch that had stopped the moment her husband crossed the finish line, then collapsed. A man brought a watch that ran backward, his father's, who had always wanted to relive his past. A girl brought a metronome from her grandmother's piano, the beat stuck, like grief caught mid-sentence. Mr. Navin never promised to fix anything, only to sit with it. And that, somehow, was enough. People began to notice that Mr. Navin never left the shop. No one ever saw him eat, or close, or sweep. Yet, the shop was always clean, always open, always waiting. Children whispered that he lived inside the grandfather clock. Old women said he once stopped time for a whole minute in 1973. But those were just stories, weren't they? Then one day, a woman came in holding nothing. She stood at the counter, unsure. "I don't have anything broken," she said, "but I think I might be." Mr. Navin didn't blink. He reached beneath the counter and pulled out an hourglass. The sand inside moved impossibly slow, as if it were hesitating. He placed it gently in front of her. "Then watch," he said, "and listen." "For what?" "For the moment that doesn't pass too quickly. For the sigh that doesn't rush out of you. For the second that feels like it belongs." She stared. She stayed, and something in her softened. Years passed. People came and went. The clocks changed. Mr. Navin did not. Until one day, the door stayed closed. No ticking, no light in the window, only silence, and a faint smell of wood oil and time. People waited, but he didn't return. Then, as if by invisible hand, the door opened 2 days later. Inside, everything was exactly as he left it. Only one thing had changed. On the wall, the painted clock, frozen for decades at 7:12, now read 8:47. And underneath it, a small note in neat handwriting. "Everything breaks, but that doesn't mean it's gone. Some things keep time, even in stillness." And the shop never closed again. No one ever took ownership. But people came, to sit, to think, to leave things behind. A kind of stillness lived in that space now. And though no one ever saw Mr. Navin again, some swore they heard faint ticking whenever they needed it most. Reflection. Some people don't fix things. They witness them. They honor the pause. They teach us that being broken is not the end. It's a different kind of time.